Just days after Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump agreed to a 30-day ceasefire on energy targets, Russia now claims Ukraine has already violated it. The target? A key oil depot near Kavkazskaya, a major hub for Russian oil supplies linked to Kazakhstan and the Black Sea. The fire has spread across nearly 40,000 square feet, with 429 firefighters and 174 pieces of equipment battling the blaze. According to Russia's foreign ministry, a Ukrainian drone attack on an oil depot in southern Russia's Krasnodar region is a direct breach of the fragile truce.
On March 19th, during the night, the Kyiv regime launched another attack using UAVs at the settlement of Kavkazskaya in the Krasnodar region. It hit the energy infrastructure facility. Let me also remind you that a couple of hours prior to that attack, a telephone call between Russian and American presidents ended, and during that call, both parties confirmed, American President, U.S. President Donald Trump offered, and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed to a mutual refusal of the parties to stop strikes for 30 days on facilities of energy infrastructure. Immediately, Russian president ordered the Russian servicemen and a corresponding order to stop these strikes. Zelensky and the Kyiv regime once again violated the agreements, and they confirmed their total inability to make deals.
The ceasefire was meant to be a step toward de-escalation, with Trump brokering a pause in strikes on energy infrastructure. But less than 48 hours later, the deal is already in jeopardy. Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman, Maria Zakharova, took a hard stance, calling the attack a terrorist act and accusing the West of fueling Ukraine's so-called bloody acts. She urged the global community to condemn Kyiv, blaming Western weapons for expanding the war. Meanwhile, Europe remains all in on supporting Ukraine. France, Germany, and the UK continue pouring billions in weapons, intelligence, and financial aid.
We have drawn attention of the global community to those facts, and we have called upon unequivocally condemn these crimes and other crimes of the Kyiv regime. All countries are to blame for these terrorist attacks. They continue to stubbornly and irresponsibly fuel up the Ukrainian ruling junta, facilitating its bloody acts. One should emphasize that terrorists around the world are fueled up and are fueling up themselves by Western arms and weapons leaving the territory of Ukraine. Thus, the corrupted Kyiv neo-Nazi regime expands the geography of its crimes. I think that there's one thing that we should especially focus on.
French President Emmanuel Macron has announced the Coalition of the Willing, a group of EU nations dedicated to sustaining Ukraine's war effort. A high-stakes summit with President Volodymyr Zelensky is set for next week in Paris.
We will hold a summit of the Coalition of the Willing next Thursday in Paris, in the presence of President Zelensky, and we will finalize our work on short-term support for the Ukrainian army, on defending a sustainable and durable Ukrainian army model to prevent Russian invasions, and then on the security guarantees that European armies can provide.
But critics argue Europe's aid is fueling the fire, while Trump pressures Putin for a quick resolution, widening the rift between Washington and its European allies. So, is Ukraine sabotaging the truce? Russia says yes, citing the burning oil depot as proof. But Ukraine argues it can't afford to pause, not while Russian attacks continue. Drone strikes on Russian energy hubs have been Kyiv's strategic counterattack, hitting Moscow's economic backbone. If this strike was deliberate, it's a direct challenge to both Trump's authority and Putin's patience. The bigger picture? This ceasefire is hanging by a thread. Trump wants a diplomatic win, Putin wants leverage, Europe wants Russia contained, and Ukraine wants to survive. Right now, no one's blinking. And as flames engulf the Krasnodar depot, any hope for quick peace may be going up in smoke.